Good evening, everybody. I'm going to give you a quick assessment of what's been going on lately. For me, what's been going on lately is I've been battling depression, anxiety, sleep deprivation, and just all around general stress. Now, I'm trying to maintain control, but the biggest thing that's happening is I'm sleeping, but I'm not resting. Now, I don't know if you know the difference between actual sleep and rest. Sleep is when your body just goes into like a regenerative type stasis. Your body is trying to regenerate itself while you're unconscious, basically, or semi-conscious. Sleep is also, if you get the proper kind of sleep, which also goes into the realm of rest, you build up melatonin, and melatonin helps you feel good. I take melatonin pills at night just to get to sleep. Now, I'm sleeping fine, but I'm not resting, which basically means the melatonin that I'm taking is not doing its job. One of the things that helps build melatonin, according to sleep studies, is when you go into a REM or dream stasis. Problem is, if you don't have a long enough or a defined period of time to have those dreams to help you build melatonin easily, which is like a happiness drug, it won't matter how much sleep you got, because then you don't feel like you got rest. And that's the thing, is if your body doesn't rest and get the proper amount of rest, or maybe I've got that backwards. All I know is the last couple of days, I've been waking up feeling like crap. Now, that could be anything from improper nutrition, lack of sleep, stress, and be like a trillion different things. Well, whatever it is lately I just feeling I am like literally feel, with all the things going on, let's just put it this way. With all the things going on between Jerry, work, and me, I feel dead. I feel very, very tired. I feel like I'm dragging my butt. I just don't have no appetite. I don't have any desires to do any one thing. I do things just to pass the time. And then I lose track of time, and it causes a whole lot of other issues. Now, today was kind of a breaking point, because Jerry told me that she asked not to do the day, have the guy that was supposed to, I don't know if it's a guy or not, the person to come by to help Jerry take a shower and then make the bed. She did not feel good enough to have the person come and do this. And then she went to tell me how bad her day was and blah, blah, blah. And I just kind of went, really? I try not to talk about my day because I don't want her to feel bad. But you know what? I just don't. I just unloaded. I said, look, the last couple days I have been feeling like crap, 100% crap, with no desire to do anything but sit there and be a stain on the ass of the world. Literally. And I was like, I don't feel like I can have a good day anymore. And I didn't specify why. Well, Jerry took it upon herself to be like, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I won't let you have won't let you have a bad day or something like that. I was just like, oh God, oh, we have to go through this all the time. It's like, it's not just you, Jerry. Yes, I have stresses because of what's going on with you, but I do not feel like I've been getting any kind of sleep or rest or anything like that to rejuvenate my mind or my body. My diet has gone to crap. If I feel like eating anything, I don't feel like eating anything healthy. I just want to eat whatever's in front of me. I don't care if it's a can of Pringles, a bag of donuts, a box of zebra cakes. I don't care what it is. A whole 12-pack of Mountain Dew. I don't care. Because that's the way I've been feeling. I just don't have any desires anymore. So she started coming up with this, like, well, yeah, I noticed that, yeah, maybe you need to go to Yellowstone for a week or two. And I'm like, again, she's not listening. She's just hearing what she wants to hear. And she goes on to tell about how, yeah, I noticed in the last couple of days in your eyes, you've been wanting to go back and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't want to go to Yellowstone. Not without her. I don't want to go any place far away without her, because if something were to happen and I had to come back to Missouri as, as quickly as a plane can fly, or as quickly as a Japanese bullet train can travel, yeah, no. They have not invented the teleporter, so I can be in Yellowstone and go, oh, there's an emergency back home. Let me teleport back to the house, or some craziness like that. They don't have that kind of device yet. And no, I'm not trying to live in a fantasy world. I'm just saying, for me to go all the way to Yellowstone while she's still sick, not possible. Not gonna happen. And so she was like, yeah, because that would have cost us like $2,600, between $1,000 for the plane ride plus the 5-day stay at a hotel in West Yellowstone, which I would have been like, West Yellowstone, that's good enough for me. But no, I was like, no, that's not a plan. It's too expensive. It's too time consuming. Too many probabilities that I don't even want to think about, and I won't be able to enjoy myself. And I was thinking about like one of the state parks up here at St. James, or right around the corner from Rolla, basically, and only a half an hour to 45-minute drive. And I will make it home quicker than the cops can catch me, because if I had to come home on an emergency from someplace like that, I'd be hitting 80 before I hit the freeway, and probably hit 100 by the time I get halfway between St. James and Rolla, and that's not a very far distance. It used to take me 20 minutes to get from here to St. James on the highway. But I'm just, no. So I was like, if I'm gonna take some time away from the house, it will be someplace local, maybe a Holiday Inn or someplace like that, where I can get served. I mean, they'll bring me food and whatnot to my door, and I don't have to worry about changing into clothes, or changing out of pajamas or whatever, because that's kind of what I want to do. Is I just want to go to someplace where I can be in pajamas all day long and not have to worry about leaving a part of the room or wherever, unless I want to go for a walk in nature. But then I would have to be up here where they have there's a place, I can't remember where it is, but it's off the Gasconade River in Missouri, that has like cabins that you can rent. And that's kind of what I want to do. Is I just want to rent a cabin and leave the cabin every so often when I want to take a walk through the woods or something like that. But I told Jerry, look, I think the thing is I'm stressed because of what's going on here at the house, and I'm stretching myself thin between a full-time job and dealing with what's going on in here, and just I'm not happy with my house, because everywhere I look, I see projects that need to be finished, or messes that need to be taken care of, or stuff like that. And yeah, from what I understand, we're getting provided through, I don't know if it's hospice or what it is, and I've heard everybody's arguments about hospice. Oh, you only get hospice if it's terminal, blah, blah, blah. No. Because the only thing that we have in the area that our Medicaid company, our Medicaid provision could get here in Rolla is from hospice services. So even though it's through hospice services, it does not mean Jerry's terminal. It just means that's what we can get in our area. Now, they're providing us with 4 days out of the week. 2 days, a nurse comes in to do well care check on her wounds and whatnot and dress them for the part of the day. Then we have 2 different nurses. One of them is for the wound dressing. I think the other one is just to well care. Then we have a homemaker who's supposed to come in and do housework or do whatever around the house that we need them to do. And then I don't know if it's the home care person or somebody else, but there's supposed to be somebody else that comes in at least once or twice a week to help her. I think it's the homemaker, but I'm not sure. It's supposed to come in, get her into the shower so she can take a shower and clean up. And while she was in the shower, the same person is supposed to basically change out the bed. And I was like, okay. And then, of course, we have the social worker who comes in to just talk to us and see how we're doing and seeing if there's anything we need outside of what we're already getting. She's already told us about certain services that I could get. They will help me out with unemployment. They will help out with counseling. They will help out with just about anything I can think of within their help out with finances, help out with just about everything underneath the sun. So we're getting a full range of covering and whatnot. Surprisingly enough, my wife agreed to the one thing that I was just kind of like, why would you need that until you know it's closer to the end? Is I forgot what she called them, but I just call him a minister because he comes in and listens to our spiritual needs or our spiritual issues or whatever, and prays at the end of his visitation. I thought at first it was just like, why is it everybody is talking like it's terminal? Yet the way Jerry makes it sound and feel is it's not terminal. And I'm like, I want to know what's going on. If it's terminal, let me know so I can prepare. Because the social worker already talked about preparing for the end. The minister talked about the end, and I'm just kind of like, okay, the nurses that I talked to, or I listened in on while they were here and put in my 2 cents every so often, did not sound like terminal. So I'm just kind of like, what side of the fence are we on, folks? Because I'm sitting here trying to hold myself up with a spike ready to go through my keister. Because I don't know which way to go. And that's one of the things that has twisted my problems into knots, causing all kinds of other issues like lack of sleep and crankiness and, as Jerry put it, trying to go first. No, because if I was trying to go first, there would be no, like, I'm drinking and eating and doing whatever crappy foods that would cause my already unnaturally high cholesterol to give me a heart attack or something like that. No, no, because if I was going to go first, you'd find me the next morning with foam coming out of my mouth because I decided to gargle with bleach. I'm not that stupid, and I know how to take myself out quicker than what I've been doing all my life. But no, I'm not at that point in my psyche to even think of it, let alone try it. I mean, going back 30 years ago, I did try it. Not with bleach or anything like that. That would have really screwed my throat up. But I've tried overdosing 3 times. Am I happy about it? Hell no. Do I want to go through it again? Between the literally feeling like my stomach was trying to crawl up my throat to escape, and then just wanting to sleep, which they tell you not to do if you try to overdose, because if you sleep, you might not wake up. Of course, back then I was like, and it's not that the cancer situation, is my first rodeo, but losing somebody close, it's not my first rodeo. I lost close family members, within the last 30 years. And yeah, it sucks. It can cause a lot of emotional issues. I don't know. But I do know one thing. I am semi-prepared to have to deal with loss. The only things I can tell you that I'm not prepared for is dealing with trying to get a funeral set up, making decisions on how to deal with the body, making decisions on finances and what to do afterwards, even though I have a semi-plan. It's one of those things of, okay, when it's that time, if mom's still around, mom will be what little support she can be. But I am pretty sure Jerry's sisters, especially, all 3 of them, will be semi-supportive, better than mom, that is. They will try to help me make decisions and how to deal with Jerry's stuff. And Julie, even though it would probably tear her up, would probably be willing to help me set up, the funeral and all that stuff. Even though I've already talked to Jerry, and I've basically said, look, we've talked, and you said I can either donate your body if I can get money, do it. If I can't, or there's no way to donate my body to science, cremate her and let the brother and sisters deal with, how they want to deal with the ashes. Because I already said, because she's asked me, how do you feel about, keeping ashes or anything like that? And I'm like, I don't need anything to remember our life together. I've got pictures. I've got, what little memory I have, but I've got all these different pictures and whatnot. And as I told her, as far as I'm concerned, your body, I ain't worried about it. It's an empty vessel. If they want to squabble about it, I'll be like, look, I don't care what you do. You want to do a funeral service or a memorial service or anything like that? Fine. Come down here, pick up her body, transport it or transfer it back to New York. Do whatever you want in New York. I don't want it here. I don't want a big service. I don't want a bunch of people telling me stuff that, one, I don't want to hear. Two, last time I heard it, it messed me up. And three, I've got my memories and my I got everything I wanted. Jerry's body is empty. It's an empty vessel. It's an empty jar. What am I going to do with that? You know, and as far as I'm concerned, Bible said it once. Bible said it plenty, at least once that I can remember. From earth you were made, earth you shall return. Now, a lot of people think, oh, that means bury the body. No, the body's empty. It has no, there's nothing in it. It's a dead husk of a skin. Spirit's left the body, gone to wherever it goes or it belongs. Burying it? Why? God took a handful of dirt, breathed life into it, made a human being. Cremation is, to me, cremation is probably the best way to go. But I'm not going to argue with anybody. I'm not going to argue with my in-laws. They want to cause a big huff. I'm going to be like, look, you can either do it my way, or you can come up here and get her body, and that's all you're going to get. Anything that I don't want, especially like the box of family heirlooms, that's about all they're going to get from me, because I don't need it. I'll be going through enough of my own stuff, my own form of grieving or dealing with the situation. I don't need a bunch of people who don't live with us trying to tell me what my wife wanted in the end. When I'm like, see, you don't know. I've been here. You know, I've got a whole bunch of vases you can take. I got a box of your family heirlooms. I've got a picture that's supposed to be of your grandmother or great-grandmother. You can take that. Everything else is mine to do with as I choose. Whether I take all her her crafting stuff and sell it, or pitch it, or take it to Goodwill, or whatever I choose to do with it. Because that's what Jerry would want me to do. Make myself happy. Now, making myself happy means giving away the family heirlooms and taking the rest of it and having it on a estate sale and getting money off of it. Fine and dandy. I know that if Mom's still alive after Jerry passes, Mom and I are either going to move back to New York, or not New York. Move back to Arizona or some place in that area that she'll be comfortable in. And if I have enough money afterwards, I want to get an RV and go Yellowstone, work summers in Yellowstone, and come down to the Grand Canyon or Grand Canyon. Or maybe work some other northern state national park during the summertime where it's, you know, someplace cooler, and then come back down south to work someplace and, you know, be basically a working snowbird. Unless I think I have enough money to live in the RV for the rest of my life and just do whatever I dang well want. You know, that's... I think I would rather be able to not have to work again and just travel. Because that was kind of me and Jerry's dream. And I would be doing it for Jerry. Not just because, hey, I don't have to work. Where am I going to travel to today? No. Jerry Ann and I had never seen the California redwoods. She wants to hug a redwood. I figured if she's not around, I'd go do it for her. She's never really seen the Grand Canyon during the daytime. I've been up there once, don't remember it. So I'd go do it for her. Yellowstone, I've been there plenty of times, but I'd go up there one more time just for her. You know. But anyhow, I have to go talk to Mom about dinner. See if she wants me to make something for her, or she's going to do it herself, because I kind of don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like food. I don't feel like Well, I feel like food. I just don't feel like making food. And I'm not going to be ordering out every night because nobody's making food. No. If I have to bite the bullet just to make food so we don't have to order stuff out, so be it. Um, I'm just, yeah, brain dead. Feel like I've been drained of all desires and energy. I mean, I can think of all the different things I'd like to do after Jerry passes, but the thing is, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to her going. I'm not looking forward to trying to figure out after my grief and whatnot what kind of money I have and what I can do or can't do. Because it's one of those. It's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, I'd love to be able to do, whatever. But then it's like, well, how much money is left after the cremation? And then how much money is left over when I ship, if not take the ashes myself to New York? Which I'm not really looking forward to be honest with you. I'd rather have my one or more of my sister-in-laws out here to basically do what they want to with the ashes, because I wouldn't need them. I'm gonna be doing my own thing, and they'll be more in my way than anything else. And yeah, it might sound a little cold and heartless, but like I said, why would I want to keep ashes of an empty, vessel when I know the spirit is out there and doing what it's supposed to be doing? I never could understand keeping of the ashes, because me, I would be like, do me a favor. Divvy up the ashes between the the four of you. Take whatever's left and just go up into the Adirondacks, go up into up into the mountains, or spread the ashes out, at the beach by where she grew up. I don't need them. So I grew up where it was like you buried the body. You buried the body. You didn't cremate the body. You buried the body. Why? So there's a marker of where the body should be, so I can go visit it. Then I learned about cremation and whatnot, and I'm like, that's probably the best way to go. Because then you can either hold on to the ashes, or let's say their last desire was to have their ashes spread over and, tossed in the ocean, or, spread across the landscape as you're going over a certain area in a hot air balloon. There's only a handful of states here in America that recognize the right to a Viking funeral pyre. Jerry does not have any Norwegian or Scandinavian in her DNA. It's Irish and not Sicilian. I don't know. Is the island of Cyprus part of Sicilia or part of Italy? That's where her father came from. Her mother came from. I I don't know all the DNA markers, but they say her mom is like second generation Irish American or something like that. Or third, fourth generation. I don't remember. But the point is she really doesn't care what we do with her body because she won't need it no more. And being the person I am and understanding why so many different cultures have cremation of one form or another in their belief system is because a lot of the superstitious old school beliefs is that you leave an empty body and it can become the new house for something evil. So they cremate the body so it cannot be possessed by something unearthly. Personally, if that was true, I'd be happy if Drake could leave a vessel behind and let medical science fix it so she can re-enter a working new body. But sounds a little bizarre. Maybe a little dark magic, but yeah, that's wishful thinking. Not because factor I don't want her to go. I definitely don't want her to be here suffering anymore. But in truth, I just don't. I just don't want to be alone. But anyhow, life will do what life needs to do, whether we like it or not. Anyhow, I gotta go. Hopefully, I'll be able to do another vlog tomorrow. But we'll see. And I'll see you guys later.